It's been a while since I did one of these. I want to be real quick and to the point in regards to what I want to say, how I want to say it, what I'm trying to do with this type of content now. First half of it, first 30 seconds of it at least, is going to be me talking to my Instagram, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, I go deep dive into actually what I'm talking about. But I want to give a synopsis at the beginning, give you guys something a little bit to chew on, and then I am going to explain my points in the later half of the video. But I want to kind of give a hook, so to speak, at the beginning so that people can continue to listen on or come follow on YouTube. Let's see how that goes. Um, I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but let's see how it goes. Microsoft just gave away 4 games: Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush. Um, let's talk about it. My biggest thought about this whole thing is that simply enough that it's not that big of a deal because these games are live service games, and Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush was never meant to be a console seller. These are just games that found success and could potentially find a new audience on these other platforms. I'm fine with that. But let me talk to you about everything that they kind of uncovered. And if you are on my social media platforms, you probably want to go to YouTube to find out the rest. But Xbox is clearly in a space where they understand where the market is going, and they kind of understand what they kind of always have. We just wasn't ready yet. I don't think I'm ready for this yet, but this is probably where the market is going. There is just not enough money to go around on these singular platforms. It doesn't make sense for these companies not to do cross generation, put it on the PlayStation or PS4 and the PS5. That's why our generations have been extended for so long. It's just doesn't make sense for them to kind of limit themselves on who to sell it to. That is why the Nintendo Switch is still around, and they're probably going to still support it with their Nintendo Switch 2 because it just doesn't make sense to leave that player base. And as time goes on, it just makes more and more sense. Um, that being said, these games being able to be made again in the future, it has to have some type of leeway. It has to have some type of way to continue to build its audience. And one of those quickest ways, cheapest ways for them is to literally just put it on those consoles because they don't have to deal with trying to grow their brand further in order for these to find more success elsewhere. That is the simple answer to why these are moving. I don't think they would ever do their full console movers like Halo, Gears, or Forza. I don't think they would ever move those over to the PlayStation because that is like a brand situation versus a live service small indie game that they want to kind of find success with because yeah, they could possibly have been profitable, but it really didn't make any sense for them to be because again, these were Game Pass games, and most people that either have or own an Xbox probably have some sort of Game Pass core or Game Pass, and that just doesn't make sense for them. So again, it's not that I like what they're doing. I don't think it matters. I think that this idea of exclusivity is going to probably evaporate over time. There's no reason why Final Fantasy Rebirth should be just tied to the PlayStation. They paid for that, but it just doesn't make sense. Obviously, they want those games to sell well, and they will if they were all platforms versus just one. Um, the player base isn't strong enough anymore. People are just not buying games like they used to, even on the PlayStation side where they don't do any type of Game Pass. It's just not, people aren't buying games, and I get that because live service games have gotten so good that it's really, they can take up so much of your time. You don't really need to play a single player experience, and that's why Marvel Spider-Man wasn't doing so hot with the leaked information, as well as everything that came out about their financials and being profitable, not being like super, their profit margin being very slim over the last decade. That's crazy thinking about the gains and success they had. It just tells me even more that it's time for them to make a change. But that's pretty much it. I don't have much. I didn't want to take up too much time. I wanted to kind of touch on that. I hear my kids cackling, so I'm going to end it here. But if that's anything that you guys have different opinions on or anything like that, just leave it in the comment section below. I definitely want to read it, listen, and try to provide some feedback because some of y'all be crazy. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Peace.